Almada is the city across the Tagus River from Lisbon, famous for its sweeping views back towards the capital and the towering Cristo Real statue. Cacilhas is a vibrant riverside district in Almada, directly across the Tagus River from Lisbon. It's known for its authentic Portuguese atmosphere, seafood restaurants, and stunning views of the Lisbon skyline. The 25 de April Bridge is Lisbon's iconic red suspension bridge that connects the city of Lisbon to Almada across the Tagus River. It was inaugurated in 1966 and renamed after the Carnation Revolution of April 25, 1974. Quinta da Arilva and Ginja Pier are two of Almada's most atmospheric riverside sites, blending history, decay, and renovation along the Tagus River. In this vlog, I'll be visiting Almada and the top attractions there. Almada's history is deeply tied to Lisbon and the Tagus River. From ancient settlements to modern renovation, it has always been a strategic gateway city. Archaeological evidence suggests Almada's riverside was used by Phoenicians and later the Romans for trade and defense. The name Almada likely derives from the Arabic al-Mada, the mine or the quarry, reflecting its importance under Muslim rule. In 1147, Almada was taken by the Christian forces during the conquest of Lisbon, becoming part of the Portuguese kingdom. Its riverside position made it a defensive outpost protecting Lisbon from naval attacks. The longest river throughout the Iberian Peninsula, the Tagus River flows all the way from Montes Universales mountain range in eastern Spain to the Portuguese capital, where its 15-kilometer wide estuary dominates the landscape. Southern side of the river is Almada, one of Lisbon's satellite cities that played a major role in the history of the region since the Middle Ages. It was here where a chain of riverside fortifications controlled the movement of ships on their way in or out of the river. Included among them was Forte da Pipa, a strategically significant structure built by the then King of Portugal, Dom Pedro II, during the 1600s. A century later, the fort was deserted and shortly thereafter replaced by a wine-producing complex entitled Quinta da Arilva. Almada thrived as a maritime hub with fishing villages like Cacilhas supplying Lisbon. Almada became an industrial powerhouse, especially after the expansion of Lisbon's shipyards in the 1960s. The 25 de April Bridge, built in 1966, connects Almada directly to Lisbon, accelerating urban growth and making it a commuter city. The Cristo Real Sanctuary was inspired by the Rio de Janeiro Christ the Redeemer statue. It became Almada's most iconic monument, symbolizing faith and offering panoramic views of Lisbon. Today, Almada is part of the Lisbon metropolitan area with a population of about 174,000 people. Costa da Caparica's beaches transformed Almada into a leisure destination balancing industry with tourism. Known for street art, festivals, and a vibrant local community, Almada blends working-class resilience with creative renovation. Recent urban planning emphasizes green initiatives and public transport, reinforcing Almada's role as a modern, livable city. Almada evolved from Moorish stronghold into a maritime hub, then an industrial city, and today is a cultural and leisure destination, always defined by a strategic position across the Tiqets. The main ferry to Almada departs from Lisbon's Cacilhas station and crosses the Tiqets River to Cacilhas, Almada's riverside district, in about 10 minutes. It's the fastest and most scenic way to reach Almada, offering views of the 25-day April Bridge and the Cristo Rio statue. It costs €2 to €3 one way. There are 3 or 4 departures per hour at 15 or 20-minute intervals. The first ferry of the day from Cacilhas is at 5:35 a.m. and the first one from Cacilhas is at 5:20 a.m. The last ferry from Cacilhas is at 1:40 a.m. and the last one from Cacilhas is at 1:20 a.m. For generations, Almada was a sleepy fishing village, but more recently, the city has become a bedroom community for workers in Lisbon who take advantage of easy access to the Portuguese capital by ferry that only takes about 15 minutes to cross the river. Tourists use this service as an expensive sightseeing experience as they enjoy the panoramic views and then connect the bus to Cristo Rio Monument or the beaches of Costa da Caparica. Almada, on the southern bank of the Tiqets River, has undoubtedly the best views of the city of Lisbon. The most outstanding views are from the castle, the panoramic funicular do Vento, and above all, the statue of the Christ built in 1959. In past centuries, Almada was a popular summer resort for the court, which ordered the construction of stately homes and buildings that are still preserved in the city. Life in Almada does not revolve only around the capital, where most of its inhabitants work. It is a city with its own life. the settling for well-attended events like the theater festival. The Costa da Caparica, much sought after during the summer season by the population of Greater Lisbon, who are lured by the long sandy beaches, is also part of the Council of Almada. The area's cuisine deserves a special mention, especially delicious caldadas that are typical of places like Cacilhas, Porto Rondo, Ginjo, and Costa da Caparica. Lying on the shores of the mighty Tagus River, 2 kilometers away from downtown Lisbon, on the opposite side, Almada is a fascinating place in its own right. Known primarily for its massive replica of the Christ the Redeemer, the city also boasts a series of quaint sites along the riverfront. Perhaps the most notable of which is Quinta da Abril, a former winery that now sits in tatters, teeming with graffiti artists and urban explorers alike. TripAdvisor highlights Almada as a destination full of cultural landmarks, scenic viewpoints, and hidden gems. Key attractions include Sanctuary of Cristo Rio, 25 de April Bridge, and Cacilhas. Use my link to help plan your trip to Almada using TripAdvisor. Cacilhas is Almada's authentic riverside district directly across the Tagus River from Lisbon. It's famous for its seafood restaurants, ferry connection, and stunning views of Lisbon's skyline. The buses depart from a terminal found to the left as you walk out of the ferry station. The bus route numbers are displayed at each stop, which also shows the bus schedules. In Rua Candido dos Rios alone, a pedestrian street found a few feet from the ferry station, you have around 20 restaurants to choose from, most serving traditional Portuguese cuisine. On this street, you may visit the Church of Our Lady of Safe Homecoming, built in 1759 with a beautiful gilded interior and decorative tile panels. Cacilhas is just a 10-minute ride from Lisbon's Cais de Sodré ferry terminal and is the classic way to arrive. Historically, Cacilhas was a fishing village and later became home to the Lisnave shipyards. Cacilhas reflects Almada's working-class roots. The moment you step off the ferry, you'll smell fresh fish being grilled. The district is renowned for its authentic taverns serving local foods. From Cacilhas, it is easy to reach the Cristo Rio statue, offering panoramic views of Lisbon. Rua do Ginja is a riverside street lined with murals, warehouses, and sunset views, perfect for filming or photography. Unlike Lisbon's tourist-heavy neighborhoods, Cacilhas retains a genuine Portuguese character. The ferry ride and riverside promenade provide some of the best perspectives of Lisbon and the 25D April Bridge. It's a lived-in working-class district that shows Lisbon's other side: resilience, tradition, and reinnovation. The Dom Fernando II e Glória, which may be visited daily except Mondays. It dates from 1843 and connected Lisbon to Portuguese colonies in India. The Dom Fernando II e Glória is the last wooden sailing warship built for the Portuguese Navy, which was launched in 1843 and is today preserved as a museum ship in Almada, Portugal. Ordered in 1821 after a proposal by Admiral Garces Palha to King Yo VI, built in Daman, Portuguese India, using durable teak wood and launched on October 22, 1843. Named in honor of King Fernando II and Our Lady of Glory. Its design was inspired by Portuguese vessel Duquesa de Bragança, admired by the British Navy. Its maiden voyage in 1845 from Go to Lisbon arrived on July 4, 1845. The frigate was the last ship to sail this historic route, which had been central to Portugal's maritime empire since the Age of Discoveries. Over 33 years of service, it traveled more than 100,000 nautical miles, equivalent to five circumnavigations. Final mission at sea took place in 1878 after it became a naval artillery school until 1938. In 1940, the ship was repurposed as a training base for underprivileged youths and teaching seamanship. A devastating fire in 1963 nearly destroyed the frigate, leaving it abandoned for decades. Restoration began in the 1990s, and by 1998, it was fully rebuilt and opened as a museum ship. The Dom Fernando II e Glória embodies Portugal's transition from the age of sail to modern naval warfare, while also symbolizing resilience, surviving fire, abandonment, and rebirth as a cultural landmark. The Sanctuary of Christ the King, or Cristo Rio, in Almada is one of Portugal's most iconic landmarks, overlooks Lisbon from across the Tigris River. Inspired by Rio de Janeiro's Christ the Redeemer, was inaugurated in 1959 as a national tribute to the gratitude of Portugal being spared from the destruction of World War II. Located in the Almada Setúbal district, directly across the 25D April Bridge, the statue itself is 28 meters tall, standing on a 75-meter pedestal, reaching a total of 110 meters. It was built as a Catholic shrine to the Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ, with arms outstretched towards Lisbon. It was built by architect Antonio Lino and represents peace, gratitude, and protection over Lisbon. Inspired by the iconic Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro, the Catholic Church in Portugal decided to have its own monument to Christ in Lisbon. Named Cristo Rio, the gigantic statue also has its arms opening to the city. The idea came soon after World War II, when Lisbon renamed neutral and escaped the destruction that destroyed other capitals in Europe. It was a way for Catholics to thank God for the way they interpreted to be a blessing, and after several years of planning and construction, the monument was finally unveiled in 1959. That was 7 years before the inauguration of the 25D April Bridge, which can be seen right below it. Its base was designed by architect Antonio Lino in the form of a gate, while the statue of Christ the King was designed by sculptor Franco di Soso. The four arches of the pedestal are oriented in the directions of the compass rose. The figure of Christ, compared to the Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro, forms a cross with its arms outstretched facing the city of Lisbon as if to embrace the city. Due to issues of security and safety, the monument was sufficiently distanced from the cliffs on which it predominates. The monument was visited by Pope Benedict XVI on its 50th anniversary and to better welcome its growing number of visitors. Its surroundings have been landscaped. There are benches to sit and enjoy the views, and new sculptures have been added to the site. A tall cross placed to look like it's about to rise from the ground was brought from Fatima. The panorama of Lisbon goes from the district of Belém in the west to the Vasco da Gama Bridge in the east. On a clear day, you can see all the way to the coast of Cacilhas. Even those of other faiths or no religious beliefs at all will want to visit this monument, as there's no better view of the bridge. You can almost touch it from the terrace by the pedestal, and will feel like you're flying above it from the viewing platform by the statue. From the viewing platform, you can see Lisbon skyline, the Tagus River, and the 25D April Bridge. It's reachable by ferry from Lisbon to Cacilhas, then by bus and a walk uphill. It includes gardens, chapels, and spaces for reflection. The sanctuary is one of Almada's most visited sites, blending religious devotion with tourism. The 25D April Bridge is one of Lisbon's most iconic landmarks, a massive suspension bridge that links the capital to Almada across the Tagus River. The bridge was originally named the Ponte Salazar after Portugal's dictator Antonio de Oliveira Salazar after opening on August 6, 1966, but was renamed in 1974 after the Carnation Revolution on April 25th to honor the democratic transition. The bridge was built by American Bridge Company, the same firm behind San Francisco's Bay Bridge. It spans a total length of 3,173 meters. Its main span is 1,013 meters and its height is 190 meters. There are 6 lanes of vehicular traffic plus 2 railroad tracks added in 1999, carrying approximately 150,000 vehicles daily. Its central span is longer than that of the Golden Gate Bridge and links Lisbon to the beaches of Costa da Caparica and to the south of the country. One of the 14 pillars, Pillar 7, houses an exhibition documenting the bridge's construction process, and it's possible to see the mechanism that makes a suspension bridge work. The highlight, however, is taking an elevator to the glass observation deck at the top for a view directly across the river and over the city. For photos over the bridge, visit the Cristo Real monument across the river. A sightseeing cruise is another opportunity to see it up close by going under it. Discover what life was like on board a 19th century ship and feel like a true sailor diving into history. Visit the Fragata de Fernando to Glória, the last wooden sail ship of the Portuguese Navy. She was launched into the sea in 1843 and over 33 years had traveled more than 100,000 nautical miles, the equivalent of 5 rounds around the world. Use my link to purchase admission tickets to the Fragata de Fernando II e Glória. Cross the 25D April Bridge on a private tuk-tuk tour in Lisbon, ride under the Cristo Real statue, and take pictures with the breathtaking views before having the chance to admire the street art. An old winery that is burned with lots of street art. At the end, you will cross the bridge back to Lisbon and let your city guide inspire you and enjoy an unforgettable moment. Use my link to join this walking tour using GetYourGuide. Quinta de Abril is an abandoned 18th century winery on the Almada. It is now a famous street art hotspot and urban explorer site. Quinta de Arevla was originally a wine estate with vineyards, palatial residence, warehouses, cooperages, and a private quay on the Tagus River. By the 19th century, it was part of the Sociedade Vinicola Sol de Portugal, producing and exporting wines such as Arevla and Benefisa. It housed one of Almada's largest cooperages for wine barrel productions. Over the 20th century, the estate fell into disuse, eventually becoming abandoned. Situated along the Casto Genjo riverside in Almada, near the Cristo Rio Sanctuary, it offers striking perspectives of Lisbon across the Tagus River, especially at sunset. Founded by residents from nearby Genjo, the winery consisted of multiple buildings including warehouses and cooperages, where barrels of wine were manufactured in masses. Concurrently, a section of the old fort was converted into the owner's residence, while several vineyards were planted around the premises, making the place a self-sufficient hamlet. In spite of the winery's lack of accessibility by land, its location along the Tagus River meant that the stockpiles of wine could be easily transported by cargo vessels from the adjacent piers. It was for this reason that Quinta de Arevla came to dominate the national wine market for decades. At one point, Irish nobleman João O'Neill moved into the secluded complex, where he commissioned the construction of a chapel dedicated to St. John the Baptist. Somewhere around the late 19th century, the once thriving winery was abandoned and slowly fell into a state of disrepair. The complex was further ravaged by years of vandalism, during which some buildings were even set ablaze. However, this rapid deterioration wasn't without a silver lining, as groups of muralists have been using the decaying walls as their canvases, leaving a trail of street art all over the place. As of today, the structures are covered by breathtaking hodgepodge of graffiti paintings as if they were a part of an art museum. In recent years, the city council has made several attempts to rejuvenate the ruins. Following a couple of electric music festivals that took place here, local authorities announced their intention to renovate the buildings and integrate them into a city-wide trail. Today, Quinta de Arevla is covered in graffiti and murals, attracting street artists, photographers, and urban explorers. Its crumbling walls, riverside location, and faded grandeur create a dramatic backdrop for creative expression. It represents Almada's layered identity from wine production to industrial decline, now reinvented through art. Cais do Guinjol is Almada's atmospheric riverside strip along the Tiqets, directly opposite Lisbon. It's one of the places where history, decay, and renovation collide, perfect for your layered storytelling style. Once a bustling dockside zone with warehouses, wine cellars, and maritime trade, as Lisbon modernized, Guinjol's riverside fell into disuse, leaving abandoned buildings and faded infrastructure. Cais do Guinjol is a picturesque historical landmark that beautifully shows. Cais do Guinjol, located in Almada, is a picturesque historical landmark that beautifully showcases the rich maritime heritage of Portugal. The stunning riverside area offers sweeping views of the Tiqets River and the magnificent skyline of Lisbon, making it a favorite spot for photographers and nature lovers alike. As you stroll along the waterfront, you'll encounter a mix of traditional and contemporary architecture, inviting cafes and charming shops that reflect the vibrant culture of the region. Historically, Cais do Guinjol was an important dock for the shipping industry. Today, it stands as a testament to the areas while serving as a popular tourist attraction. Visitors can explore remnants of old warehouses, which have been transformed into trendy restaurants and art spaces, offering a delightful blend of old and new. The area's lively atmosphere is perfect for enjoying a leisurely walk, sampling local cuisine, or simply soaking in stunning sunset over the river. For those interested in history, Cais do Guinjol provides a unique window into the maritime past of the region. Guided tours are available, offering insights to the historical significance of the docks and the stories of the people who once worked there. Cais do Sodré, Cais do Guinjol offers some of the best panoramas of the Lisbon skyline and the 25-day April Bridge, especially at sunset. Despite its semi-abandoned vibe, Guinjol has riverside eateries where you can dine with Lisbon glittering across the water. The mix of ruins, art, and river views makes it a favorite for photographers and travelers seeking Lisbon's other side. Recently, parts of Guinjol have been undergoing rehabilitation, balancing preservation of its raw character with safety and tourism. Situated along the Almada waterfront near the Cais do Guinjol and the Elevador Panorâmico da Boca do Vento. It provides sweeping views of Lisbon, the 25-day April Bridge, and the Tiqets estuary. It includes the Fonte da Pipa, a fountain commissioned by King João V in 1736, tying the garden to Almada's heritage. Shady trees, modern urban furniture, and grassy areas create a serene environment that blends nature with urban life. Jardim do Rio is a picturesque garden that beckons tourists seeking tranquil haven in the heart of Almada. As you step into this verdant oasis, you'll be greeted by a vibrant tapestry of flowers, trees, and manicured lawns, all complemented by the soothing sounds of nature. The garden offers expansive walking paths, perfect for leisurely strolls or invigorating jogs, allowing visitors to immerse themselves in the lush surroundings. One of the standout features of Jardim do Rio is its panoramic views of the nearby river, which adds a touch of serenity and beauty to the landscape. Whether you're an avid photographer or simply one looking to unwind, the garden provides ample opportunity to connect with nature and capture stunning images. A refreshing retreat from Lisbon's bustle and ideal for unwinding by the river. The garden sits amid historic riverside houses and warehouses, connecting leisure with Almada's maritime past. Popular for family outings, romantic walks, and sunset watching, locals often call it one of Almada's hidden gems. Venture over the famous 25-day April Bridge and explore landmarks of Almada and Costa da Caparica on a private tour. Take in views of Lisbon and the Christ Monument, tour the elegant Circa house from the 12th century, walk on the hull of the 19th century Dom Fernando and Glória frigate, explore the Capuchin convent, and stroll the beaches of Costa da Caparica before heading back to Lisbon. Use my link to join this private tour in Almada using Viator. If you plan to visit Lisbon, purchase the Lisboa card. This card includes free admission to the Belém Tower, the Jerónimos Monastery, Santa Justa Lift, and much more, plus loads of discounts. The Lisboa card also offers free transport, including the world-famous 28 tram. Almada sits on the south bank of the Tigris River, giving unmatched perspectives of Lisbon's skyline and the 25-day April Bridge. Cacilhas district is a lively riverside neighborhood with traditional seafood restaurants, street art, and ferry connections to Lisbon. It's known for its authentic Portuguese atmosphere. Inspired by Christ the Redeemer, Cristo Rio Sanctuary is a towering statue, is both a spiritual site and a viewpoint offering breathtaking vistas. Visit Almada because it offers stunning views of Lisbon, authentic seafood culture, iconic landmarks like the Cristo Rio Sanctuary, and easy access to some of Portugal's best beaches at Costa de Caparica, all just minutes across the Tigris River. In my next vlog, I will be traveling from Lisbon to Portugal. In my next vlog, I'll be traveling from Lisbon to Porto via high-speed train.